What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Actually, a rant. And now, a quick disclaimer: this rant is suggestive. This is nothing's indefinite or it's not guaranteed. This is just the rumor mill. But if this is in fact the case, and this is the next step, then y'all gonna get this work. And this is why I'm ranting. Sergio Mora took to his social media today and posted this. Why vacation when I'm a phone call away from hitting the Cotto? Lotto. And then he has a picture of a fist and a money bag. Hashtag and new. Now, obviously, this is a highly suggestive tweet. Basically, it sounds like he's saying he's in negotiations to possibly face Miguel Cotto. Now, Sergio Mora, no disrespect to you as a fighter, you lace him up. But if Cotto decides to fight Sergio Mora next, again, this is an ego rant based on the pretense that this fight happens, I will be pissed. And I will make it my business to, every time I mention this fight, every time I speak about Cotto. See, I'm not one of those emotional fans. I'm not going to say Cotto, call him all kinds of crazy names and stuff like that. I'm not going to just completely disregard his resume because he does have a good resume. But I will make it my business to shit all over this fucking fight between Miguel Cotto and Sergio Mora. Please believe that. Now, again, I'm not trying to disrespect Sergio Mora, but you have an actual, and this makes me mad. I just did a video yesterday at my sister's crib, and I talked about Cotto and why he needs to fight Triple G. A day later, I get this, and we're talking about a fucking fight with Sergio Mora. Like, you gotta be fucking kidding me, man. Like, I thought Timothy Bradley versus Brandon Rios were not good options for Miguel Cotto. You're the lineal middleweight fucking champion, period. You do not need to be fighting a guy like Sergio Mora, who drew with a Shane Mosley, who wasn't, he hadn't won a fight, like he hadn't had a win since the Margarito. You know what I mean? Sergio Mora has been very inactive. Like, yeah, okay, he has a tricky style, I guess you could say, but he struggled in his last fight. He was supposed to fight Jermaine Taylor. That fight fell apart because Jermaine Taylor has his little mental issues outside of the ring, and he didn't look great in his last fight, Sergio Mora, that is. So why the fuck would I want to see Miguel Cotto versus Sergio Mora? Another thing, in that video I did yesterday, I clearly said one thing. I do remember saying this. Cotto, at this point of his career, should be looking to make those statement fights, those legacy. His legacy, he's already a Hall of Famer regardless. But those fights that are going to make an impact, that are going to be financially lucrative for him, and also cement him as one of the greatest Puerto Rican fighters of all. And I really like Cotto, but if he chooses Sergio Mora and turns his back on the other threats, that's horrendous. That's absolutely fucking ridiculous. Because again, you got a guy like Triple G, yeah, no problem. Yeah, right, Max. Like he's running through, he's mowing these fucking dudes' lawn. You know what I mean? He's mowing them down violently. He's called you out. This is a tweet from Chris Mannix with Sports Illustrated. Shout out to them. I look at the swimsuit edition. You got some bitches. Ball is in Cotto's court. Triple G's promoter, Tom Loeffler, who I had the pleasure of meeting and interviewing, good guy, says Golovkin can be ready in June and would be flexible in making a deal. What else needs to be said? Why would you know what I'm saying? Like I said in that other video, drop the fucking belts. Like, if you're fighting Sergio Mora, you need to fight him for no belts. And just, like I said, go to Big Bear, knock on the door, wait for Abel to answer the door. Or Sullivan Barrera, whoever answers the door, Julius, my dude Julius, and hand over the belts. Like, give them up. Say, I'm Miguel Cotto, and you fucking hand them the belts. Because, like I said, I don't want to see no fucking Sergio. This reminds me of the same feeling when they were talking about Pacquiao versus Jesse Vargas. Now, again, I'm not trying to shit on these opponents, but it's in retrospect. It's like when you're looking at that. I don't want to see Pacquiao versus Jesse Vargas. Jesse Vargas can make great fights with other people, but I wasn't looking forward to Pacquiao. Thank God Mayweather and Pacquiao got it together and made that fight. Now, for the same reasons, I don't want to see Cotto versus. You're on a win streak. You just became middleweight champion. It'd be one thing if you looked shitty in the Austin Trout fight and came back and fought a guy like Mora. That's cool. But, I mean, I can't get jiggy with this. I really don't want to see Miguel Cotto. And I don't know. I'm almost at a point where I have a loss of words. Like, that's crazy if they make a Sergio Mora fight. And, I mean, the only reason I'm getting this hyped up is because what else does that tweet mean unless he's in some type of negotiations? But it could be boxing. It might not come into fruition. It could fall apart. But I don't want to see Cotto versus the Latin Snake. And especially when you got K2, Tom Loeffler on board saying, hey, we'll make it in June. And Triple G is a road warrior. He's from Kazakhstan. I don't remember the last time he fought in Kazakhstan. It's probably been a minute. You know what I mean? So I think he'll probably go to Cotto. He'll probably meet Cotto at Madison Square Garden and not give a fuck. In June, I think is the Puerto Rican Day Parade or whatever. He'll probably fight you on that time. I genuinely, this is just my opinion, I genuinely get the feeling that Triple G would fight you on the Puerto Rican Day Parade weekend or whatever in New York. I think he's that confident, and in his team, of course. I think they're that confident. So I don't know, man. I'm hoping. I didn't even want to see Sergio Mora versus Jermaine Taylor, but I really don't want to see Cotto. Just because another thing is, I don't know, man. I don't know what's up with Cotto if this is true, because everybody wanted to see Saul Canelo Alvarez versus Cotto. You pass up that fight twice, not once, not 1.5, twice. You passed that fight up twice. Right before Sergio Martinez, when you met with Golden Boy, and then again recently. You didn't meet no deadline. You didn't get back to nobody, so they didn't know what the fuck you wanted to do. Moved on with James Kirkland, right? You passed up that great fight twice. And now we're talking about Cotto versus Sergio Mora. Another thing, the same year we're getting Mayweather-Pacquiao, you're trying to make this fight. So from all fronts, I don't think this makes sense. Like, from a business perspective, what kind of turnout, like you and Sergio Martinez, which I thought was a real good fight on paper, didn't even do 400,000 buys pay-per-view. And it was a one-sided fight. But it looked good on paper. A lot of people, including myself, picked Sergio to win. We didn't know how bad his knee was or whatever. And you didn't even do 400,000 pay-per-view with that. What type of numbers do you think you're going to do with Sergio Mora? You know what I'm saying? You're better off fighting Ricky fucking Martin or somebody. Ricky Martin at the Madison Square Garden, doing better numbers with that. And I'm just being brutally honest in this video. I have no other way to present it to you guys. Sergio Mora, he's not a big draw. I'm not trying to shit on him, but I'm just being 100% truthful. So I really personally don't want this fight. You guys might want the fight or be okay with it, but when you got guys like Andy Lee, Peter Quillen duking it out, and this is the other thing. People shitted on Peter Quillen, including myself. I didn't respect the decision. I mean, I don't know why his reason, but I didn't like it because you vacated for seemingly no reason, and now you're getting a title shot. So people shitted all over Peter Quillen. But guess what? He's back taking a tough fight with Andy Lee. He's been on a pretty long layoff since the Lucas Konecki fight. And Andy Lee showed you twice last year he's no joke. He has that power to change everything. He showed you that versus John Jackson. And he showed you again versus an undefeated Matt Korobov. And he was losing that fight. And he showed you he can turn it around. That's a dangerous fight for Peter Quillen, especially since he's filming movies, been inactive. But people were quick to jump on Peter Quillen's case. Y'all better jump on Miguel Cotto's case for this shit, if he does, in fact, fight Sergio Mora. Same thing with Mayweather. People jumped on Mayweather. He's a bitch, he's ducking, he's cherry-picking, etc. And then he's actually fighting the best fighter of this generation, not named him. You know what I'm saying? He's fighting the guy that is highly ranked in Manny Pacquiao with a ton of accolades and accomplishments. So where are the same people who shitted all over Mayweather, and said he's a bitch who's actually fighting his contemporary, his nemesis or whatever of this generation. Y'all better jump on in this video and talk that same shit that you talk to Quillin, talk that same shit you talk to Mayweather and Canelo and everybody else that y'all talk shit to anytime they do something you don't like. I don't see how anyone will be on board with this particular fight. That is my honest opinion. It just, all fronts doesn't make sense in terms of entertainment value, in terms of a business and making money and financial success, in terms of setting history, and then you're fighting Sergio Mora. That's complete to me. That's like backtracking. That's like a buzzkill to go from that pinnacle. And then another thing is people aren't going to respect it because Gennady Golovkin's calling you out. He's looking good. He's undefeated. He just knocked out his last 19 opponents, and it looks like you're running away from the fire. On top of that, you didn't fight Canelo, and you had 2 opportunities to fight him. So why on earth would I be okay with Miguel Cotto versus Sergio Mora when you could have fought Canelo, which makes more financial sense? His style is going to be more entertaining than the Latin Snake, in my opinion. I think Canelo, he has dog in him. He's a great inside fighter. I would say size-wise, that shouldn't be a problem. I'm at a loss for words. Drop me a comment. As always, make sure you like my video, hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video, it's Ego signing off.